Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Shield Hero Season 3, Episode 5, in which kind of hard to tell what's gonna happen, because the previous episode didn't really end with Naofumi having any particular goal to travel towards, so it could be mostly anything. What happened in the previous episode? In episode 4, quite a bit has happened. Most notably, the killer clown has appeared again in Naofumi's village this time, and she apparently wanted to join them, to also stay around in the village, get some food, have some fun. Philo, of course, already befriended her. She's still glitching. She's still sus. I wonder what's the deal with the glitching. It really feels like... Could it be that she's a hero from another world and maybe she's trapped between the worlds, or something along those lines? It kind of felt a little too maybe not abrupt, but it felt a little too not thought out enough on Naofumi's part to just chase her off. But that's what happened. And the second part of that episode was perhaps even more important, even more significant, because that was the part where Naofumi found Itsuki... no, sorry, not Itsuki. Ren and Motoyasu. First he was going after Motoyasu, met a couple of his former teammates, or one of his former teammates, I think. Yeah, one of them. Not counting Bitch, of course. And as it turns out, everybody just ditched him. Because Motoyasu turns out, oh, he's not as good as the Shield Hero. He can't just kill the Spirit Tortoise, so we should just drop him, because there is no glory in following him, and that's exactly what happened. Motoyasu is really going through a Naofumi arc. I said it multiple times in the previous episode, I'm gonna say it again. He's really going through a Naofumi arc. Meanwhile, Ren is sitting at a tavern, drinking and reminiscing about his team, about his people who all died. And he tries to find an explanation for it that wouldn't involve his fault, right? Oh, it's not my fault that they died, it was all because of the shield demon. And of course, Bitch's words don't help that, because she also appeared in the area, because why not? And she's trying to sway Ren. Well, she successfully did sway him. And they are now going to be what Motoyasu and Bitch used to be. Now it's gonna be Ren and Bitch. Go figure. Motoyasu, though, has a little bit of a change of heart. Eventually. After he falls to the very bottom, gets rejected by his teammates, gets rejected by Malti, who does the same thing, the same exact thing she did to Naofumi, even down to accusing Motoyasu of sexual harassment. Not even sexual harassment, straight up rape. That's what she accused Motoyasu of. Again, Naofumi arc. Meanwhile, Ren is going through a Motoyasu arc, which is great. I love it. I love this sort of like, not poetic justice, but how everybody needs to go through all those arcs. I wonder if Motoyasu is gonna get like a rough spear the same way The same way Naofumi got a rough shield because he was so angry about being betrayed. Motoyasu is gonna get a rough spear because he's so angry about being betrayed. And maybe the key to defeating the waves, to saving the world, is those like rough weapons. Everybody has to get one, or maybe they are based on different different sins, right? Wrath, gluttony, avarice, etc., etc., etc. But then we don't have as many heroes as there are sins. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see in the future. So far, Motoyasu isn't angry. Motoyasu witnessed Philo singing and dancing, and he found his love for her again, his angel from the game that he really likes, or was it anime that he likes? A series that he really likes, a character he really likes. And now we got a son-in-law. Prospective son-in-law, future potential son-in-law, who nonetheless committed the grave sin of calling Raftalia an what was it? Something pig, not ugly pig, a pig, and he got knocked down. And he will probably try to do his best to grow stronger, to be able to travel with Naofumi, to be able to have 24/7 access to Philo and being able to gaze at her visage. I love how much it changed. I absolutely love the direction the story is taking right now with all of the other heroes. It's great. It's great. Hopefully Ren also goes through his Motoyasu arc quick, so that he can go through his Naofumi arc quick, so that he can get a rough sword, and then there's gonna be time for Itsuki to also go through his arcs. Maybe that's how it works, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see all about it in... Maybe not all about it, in this episode. What do I expect from today's episode? As I already said... Ren teleported away. Chances are we might meet him along the way. Maybe not. We'll see. One more important detail that kind of eluded me. Bitch found a way to somehow stop the the slave crest from working. She cannot be triangulated, zeroed in on by Mirelia, by Queen Mirelia. She can lie freely and it doesn't flare up. She found some sort of a way. I wonder what it is. I wonder whether it's some sort of a third-party involvement, some sort of an organization, maybe the remnants of the Church of the Three Heroes who recruited her. That's entirely plausible, because it stands to reason that not everybody will just immediately change their mind about the Shield Hero, right? And she might be a part of that organization. Is it something that she herself somehow found out in some ruins or something? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in the course of this season, and if not, then in the course of the source material. It's probably already known in the source material. It's way ahead of the anime. But right now, I think we should just watch episode 5, right? To do that, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm going to need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm also going to have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel monetarily on Patreon or YouTube, linked down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, we can start watching episode 5 of Shield Hero Season 3 in 3, 2, 1, go. That's a pretty landscape. Right, Philo has her cart. Where's her cart? Okay, oddly enough, yeah. Okay, so they just run from Motoyasu, essentially. Okay. I'm glad that we actually continue from where we left off. That there isn't, like, I don't know, a day of a time skip or something. Whomst? The killer clown? Ren? No, a random. Okay. Just a random dude. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, that looks like a hero weapon. It's a little bit too ornate to just be a normal weapon, right? This is a normal weapon. This Kama, or whatever it's called. Could it be they are star heroes? I don't know. Yeah, they can use magic that's way too powerful for just a random, you know, road bandit to be using. They're not just robbers. I wonder if it's actually the remnants of the Church of the Three Heroes. Remnants of the Three Hero Church still exist. I think it's a fair assumption. Also, surprising we're not getting any subtitles for the OP. Honestly, the faster they just get rid of bitch permanently, the better for everybody. Like, literally for the entirety of this world. Kill the caster. Oh, dispelled the aura? Who the fuck are those goons? Teleport? You can teleport now for me. Or does teleportation have some, I don't know, chant time, so he can't do that, you know, in a snap? Who the fuck are they? They have such unremarkable designs. Hello, Killer Clown. Glad to have you with us. That was nice. Oh, okay! Destroyed world, that's why she's glitching. So I'm assuming they are also heroes from a different world. That's why they're so strong, eh? Okay. Oh, right, everybody was under the effects of this weird-ass curse. Okay. Ah, I was hoping for some blood. Alas, too late. Now open the scissors. Ah, bummer. Wait, there were 3 of them? I could have sworn there were only 2, but okay. They're pretty dead, though. Or do you mean others like them will return? Yeah, you didn't feed her. Give her some food now. Make up for your blunder. Just casually ranching grubs. Okay. She has quite the appetite. Shine lock. Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently, and it seems like it's always 2 worlds pitted against each other. Curious. Are we just going to completely gloss over the fact that her voice is glitching? A tracking pin of some sort? Okay, so that's also how she found the village, I guess. I mean, the more allies, the better. And she's quite a capable one. No? Why would it? She likes making dolls, apparently. I mean, yeah, sure, that stands to reason, especially with someone as distrustful as Naofumi, but she can stay. That's good, at least. And she made dolls for the local children, right? Kinda. Okay, she can control dolls. That's a cool skill to have. Or is it that she can control, like, sewing appliances? She knows where every needle of hers is. That's how she was able to track Naofumi. She can control strings. Oh. Like Risha. Yeah? Like Risha. Probably, yes. Okay. So the village will be better protected from now on. Chances are they're gonna be able to chase off any slavers on their own now. Milky. Okay, let's visit the church. He's gonna notice this. Okay, he's gonna find them. He's gonna sniff out Philo from miles away. Fair. Right, you get like funneled into one specific class. Mm-hmm. Class up. Cook. I mean, to be honest, if someone gets a class up to a cook, then the food they cook will probably provide some buffs and whatnot. So I'm laughing here, but it actually might be useful. There we go. Ren, what you doing? Is that a Batman mask? Ren, what the fuck? uh, okay, so he made some brand new shields. Get him some armor as well. Oh, a blacksmith. That's cool. having a blacksmith in the village would be genuinely useful. Oh, I thought that Keel wants to be a blacksmith. Get some armor first, my dude. You can't just be a warrior with a linen shirt. Getting his ass kicked by his... Oh, I thought he's getting his ass kicked by his blind sister, but no. It's Granny. Yeah, she moves around surprisingly well for someone blind. Probably some sort of a, I don't know, mana vision or something like that. Or just relying on her hearing and the feeling of movement of air and stuff like that. You can both go. Yeah, I was about to say that Atla could probably just lay you out. Oh, come on, don't worry about her this much. Okay. I thought they forgot about Rafu, but no. Some peculiar beast in the woods. Ah, we're hunting bandits. There we go. Yep, we're hunting bandits. Good old manhunt. That's a lot of weapon kill. Weapons. Okay, at least in twos or in threes. Oh, hello, Trash. What you doing? You recognize them? Oh, right, she reminds you of your sister. So we have a straight confirmation that it was the case. Why are your mouths not moving? Oh, I guess because it's fancy still frame. They used up all of their animation budget for this episode with Atla laughing. Oh, something's up. Bandits abound. Traps. Camp. Motoyasu? Motoyasu. With a cursed spear. Or at least it looks like a cursed spear. Fighting Bat Ren. Okay. Well, talk about unexpected. I'm sorry. But his bat mask that he got out of the trash. It's just too good. Amazing. Let me guess, his ass was also dropped by a bitch. And she went after Itsuki or something like that, right? And now Ren is going through Naofumi arc. Oh, this episode was too short. I wanted more. What a perfect cliffhanger. Ants. Where you point your strength, where you point your spear, probably. Or regarding Ren, where you point your sword. Do you point your weapons towards each other, or do you point your weapons towards the common enemy? That's a choice you're gonna have to make. And what we're gonna have to make is the act of watching this episode again. That didn't really work as a segue, but whatever. They really had to run, didn't they? I really thought that those goons are just of the three, three heroes church at first. Then I thought they might be the star heroes. We know that we don't know where the star heroes are, but we know they exist somewhere in the world. So I thought that perhaps they saw what the heroes have to deal with, right? The Spirit Tortoise, and they were like, fuck it, I don't want any part of it. I don't want none of that. And thus, for some reason, they are attacking Naofumi. I don't know why would they do that, but that was a thought that appeared in my head. Yeah, that's a Kama on a chain. And you can immediately tell when something is a vassal weapon or a star weapon. Cardinal weapon heroes love their harems. Okay, so it's a common thing for Cardinal weapon heroes, apparently. What are you a hero of? Hero of meteors? Dispelling Bullet Doton, which dispelled buff from Raftalia, but also dispelled her curse. Could it have dispelled Bitch's Slave Crest? Question, is a Slave Crest a form of curse magic? Because if it is, it would be a reasonable assumption. Even if it isn't, I would say it's a reasonable assumption. Rando hero cast Doton dispelling bullet to dispel Beach's Slave Crest. Although the question is, would Mirelia know that the crest has been dispelled? We know that she can't find Bitch thanks to the crest, because it's being jammed somehow, but does she know that the crest still exists? Probably sees Bitch somewhere in her UI, or do regular people not have UIs, just heroes? I think that might be the case. We'll see in the future. Blocked it with one hand, apparently with his saber cutlass kind of thing. Apparently he's a cutlass hero, maybe? Or it's just one hero, the Kama hero and his followers. That's also plausible. Again, question, teleportation not a thing? Maybe not, maybe it takes some time to chant, to cast. Or maybe he just wants to fight them instead of running away. That's also probable. And here we have... what's her face? Shinelock. Yeah, Shinelock. The hero of sewing. Probably. She has scissors, she makes dolls, she has magic needles and whatnot. Vassal weapon wielder from a destroyed world, but the Cardinal Heroes of this world don't seem worth coming to save, you know. So I would assume they are also heroes from some other world. Question is, are they from Glass's world? Vassal heroes from Glass's world? Or are they vassal heroes from a completely different world? From perhaps the world that was pitted against Science world? I don't know. They are some sort of heroes from some sort of a different world. Also, interesting piece of knowledge. Even if a world gets destroyed, the people can still survive. Could the solution to world destruction potentially be the representatives of both worlds meet? They figure out, okay, see, our world is a little bit more developed, move all of your population to our world, and let's just leave yours to be destroyed. That way we all survive. There was that line from Vittoria that Naofumi will have to make a choice between saving the world and saving its people. Could it be something along those lines? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's interesting, though, that there are more worlds and that they are, for whatever reason, in pairs, pitted against each other, and only one world can survive. Is it some sort of a cosmic scale competition of trying to create the perfect world? I've no clue, but it kinda starts feeling like it. It's weird. It's eldritch. It's like perfect cosmic horror. There exists a plethora of worlds, and they sometimes just get into battles between each other, and one of the worlds perishes until there is only one left. Then the great old ones will be satisfied, or I don't know. I really like this cosmic tomfuckery that's going on with with those multiple worlds in this show, in this story. Some people critique Shield Hero, saying that only the first season and only the first half of the first season is worth watching because it has the gimmick of an anti-hero who has only a shield and can't fight offensively, and then it just loses its spark because now Naofumi can fight offensively. He gets a turret shield. He gets all sorts of attacking shields. He's no longer scorned by the society, etc., etc., etc. The gimmick is lost. That one particular gimmick is lost, absolutely, and I'd much rather it was still a thing, but it's not that big of a deal because we are introduced to another gimmick, multiple worlds, and I really like it because, again, it's very, very imaginative. It really is, because how often do you see a series that deals with multiple worlds and there is more worlds than just Japan fantasy? How often? Not often at all. So this is really cool. This is really a breath of fresh air, and it also ties the isekai element to it, because Japan might exist in another such world. We know that travel between worlds is possible. Now, if we travel to Glass's world, then why would he not be able to travel from Japan to this world? Which also raises a question: could our world, or their version of our world with Japan and whatnot, could it also suffer waves of catastrophe when the great old ones deem the world needs to fight with another one? It really gives us a lot of potential here, so I really don't mind the loss of the main gimmick as much, because I like the new gimmick just as much, if not more. When you dispelled the enchantment, you dispelled my curse as well. Yeah, you really should have waited for him to cast the dispel bullet at everybody involved. But alas, you're gonna have to wait to get rid of more of those curses. He also has Sadina, Fall, and Atla. Interestingly, he doesn't have Kill. No, right, Kill is not his slave, just Fall and Atla. Okay. There we go, cut in half. I was hopeful. I was hopeful for a moment when we saw some blood off screen. That happened earlier. Yeah, somewhere around here. Right, like this black thing. Maybe it's shreds of his cloak, maybe it's blood, I don't know. I like to think it's blood, but censored for some reason. So I was hopeful that we are actually going to see some blood. Alas. But, at least, At least we get to see people actually dying, which is cool, which is great. More of that, please. I talked about it at length, about the thing with Japan where heroes can't kill because killing is for the bad guys and heroes cannot be bad guys. I'm glad that we get at least one death, or a couple of deaths, I guess, in this episode. Here's a little bit of blood. There we go, couple of specks. Hell yeah! No blood streaming down his cloak, just a glowing gap. And they just vanish, disappear. Sure. This is in the end, they will return, as in they will be reborn and return, or as in there will be others like them who appear and will want your head. I wonder. Those men were working with the heroes who destroyed my world. Okay, so they are heroes, maybe, kinda, sort of vassal heroes. At least one of them, the one with the kama, the rest might just be regular followers, like, I know, like Bitch or that bakery girl. Maybe. Or Risha. Risha isn't a hero either. There are other worlds besides the last one we went to, yep. And they called you the vassal weapon wielder. Scissor hero. From a destroyed world. The beep in my beep was killed and the world was destroyed. The heroes in my... No, it's singular. How does nobody comment on the fact that her speech is glitchy? I'd like to think it's a fairly significant thing, right? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me that thinks it's significant and it really isn't. Nobody comments on that. Maybe it's concepts that don't exist in this world, so they are impossible to translate over. Something along those lines, right? Using language as a means to convey concepts, and if a concept doesn't exist in a given reality, then no words can express it. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. But the singular form used here, again, I don't know how faithful of a translation it is from Japanese, from what she's actually saying here. The heart in my world was killed. I don't know. I don't know. Tracking device. And yeah, she's gonna be a powerful ally for sure. And kids like her as well. Yeah, training is fine, but let's not put everything on Malty's head, right? You were put in charge, so please stay in charge. This mole girl, she can be quite a fierce warrior, right? I really like that gap. It's a cute little mole girl wearing her overalls and a pink bow and nice glasses, and here she just sliced 3 monster bats with her claws alone without even using a weapon. That's cool. I like it. And yeah, you can class up Heal, Emiya, Milky. Her parents hated her, didn't they? Oh, Motoyasu. Oh, Motoyasu. I love it. Upgrading your class expands your potential, but also risks limiting it. Sure, because you specialize further, essentially, right? From a generic warrior, you have to specialize either into a shield and sword warrior or in a double-handed sword warrior, for example, right? So sure, it expands your potential with fighting with a Zweihander, for example, but it limits you to just using Zweihanders. It's possible something unexpected may happen to you as well. This is a very interesting thought. I wonder what Naofumi means here exactly, but the first thing that appeared in my head was unexpected side effects, as in you are trying to change your class into a swordsman, but it's a critical success, so you change your class into a holy swordsman instead. So that instead of swordsman's, sword arts, you can also use holy magic, right? Or you're trying to evolve your class into a fire mage, and instead you evolve into a blaze mage that's stronger than a fire mage, etc., etc. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. You may not get the chance to choose your own class. That's interesting. Why would they not get that chance? From what we hear later, it's the matter of their own will, right? If they want to change into a swordsman, they will change into a swordsman. Simple as. If they don't want who they want to change with, they're gonna change into a class that is best suited for them. It's not really a matter of chance. It's not a matter of approaching the hourglass, being like, oh, I want to be a swordsman, and instead it gives you the class of a archer or something, right? It doesn't work that way, I don't think. You may be given one where you have the most potential for growth, and in the lives you have ahead of you. Fighting isn't the only thing. Of course, Kill wants to get strong. Emiya wants to get strong. Milky wants to be a chef. That's good. Now Fumi will no longer have to be the sole one responsible for making them some food. Oh, okay. So he didn't get the mask from the trash can. He had it already. He's looking for something else in the trash can. Why do you have a Batman mask? I'm sorry, I really can't treat him seriously. He really seems worse for the wear. Like, much worse for the wear. His cloak is tattered and whatnot. It really seems like bitch just dropped his ass. Like, she just doesn't want to associate with him. And he's currently going through the arc that Motoyasu was going through, right? Motoyasu, whatchamacallit, the rover, right? Going with his spear in a brown cloak through the villages looking for his former companions, and similar thing happens to Ren. Tattered clothes, going through the countryside, looking for fuck knows what, the rest of his Batman costume, maybe. The door you brought me from the Spirit Tortoise is weird stuff, hard to work with. I assume this is a shield. It just looks like a hunk of rock, but apparently it's a shield. And yeah, this is cool, right? It's another venue of Naofumi. It's another venue in which Naofumi can develop his skills, his shield, feeding it stuff, leveling it up, and also touching other shields. So you can have a shield purposefully made. It was a point. It was something that I talked about in season 2, I think. Would it be what counts as a shield, right? Could you forge a shield that just has a spike in front of it, right? It just has a spike, or it has a blade in front of it, and you touch it, your shield takes its form, and you just use it to slice people, like with a katar, right? Can you attach an axe head to your shield and just slash people with an axe? Can you create a big spike, make the shield with a big spike and stab people to death, right? Is it possible? Can you attach a gun to your shield and use that? Maybe. It's all a matter of what counts as a shield. So, either a hunk of metal or the plate. Trouble finding balance. I brought a slave with me. I didn't think it was a slave, or was he purchased from the Colosseum? I know, I've never seen him before, I don't think, at least. And yeah, he's gonna be a blacksmith. And after his training, after his tutelage is done, we're gonna have a blacksmith at the village. That's gonna be useful. I really feel like Kiel should get some armor. You know, something. He got a sword, that's cool, but armor would be useful. Armor and a shield, maybe, at least a buckler or something. The White Tiger twins, they aren't twins, I don't think. The White Tiger siblings, they don't wear armor because they're monks, essentially, like Grandma, like Rishia. So they don't use armor, they don't use weapons, but Kiel ain't a monk. And we're going hunting. I swear, the entire animation budget of this episode went into animating full squirm on the ground and Atlas laughing. This really is where all the animation budget went. Well, maybe not all the animation budget, but from this point onwards, that's where the budget went. And what are we hunting? Bears? Rabbits? Slimes? No, we're hunting humans! Like a shield demon is wont to do, after all, right? He needs his daily serving of human hordes to feast upon. And what hordes are better than the blackened, darkened hordes of bandits? Ripe with evil and whatnot. I'm having so much fun with this show. I'm having so much fun with this series. We're splitting up. Yeah, she reminded Trash of his sister. We already knew that. I really thought for a moment that this is an animation error, that they're not having lip flaps. But no, it's apparently just supposed to be... They didn't want to make those just still frames. They added a little bit of that sliding, a little bit of that parallel, parallax animation to it. But all in all, they're just a step above a still sliding PNG. Not even a step above in this case. This is just a still frame. Yeah, all that budget from here went to Atla laughing. What the fuck is going on here? That's a... I don't know, scarab? It's not a scarab, that's like a scorpion. Yeah, it's a Scorpio with the stinger in front and with a heart. And it's a curse. It's a cursed spear. And he has the feather, sure enough. And he's having some fun. I mean, he found joy in life. That's good. Every time Ren appears on screen, I'm just gonna be bursting out laughing. I know it's probably supposed to be at least a little bit serious, right? Ren, a broken man with bags under his eyes, fighting Motoyasu for whatever reason. But the fact that he has a Batman mask. Like, I would get it if he wore just regular mask. He wants to be edgy, and he wants to not be recognized. But deep inside, he does want to be recognized. But this specific design... His armor even looks more Batman-y. Right? Those like ribs and the spike on his shoulder. He changed his armor around. That's not what his armor looks used to look like, I don't think. I didn't think Ren could become even more edgy, but apparently he can. He can break the limits. He can be as edgy as he wants. One thought that appears in my mind, perhaps the mask is somehow mind controlling him. I don't think it's the case, because the rest of his armor like follows suit, and it wouldn't surprise me if Ren really liked Batman from the original world or something, but just in case, just to cover my bases, Ren's Batman mask is a mind control device. I wonder. Cause I knew if I don't know the answer, I'll never get a shaman drum and magical ability. Korpiklani, shaman drum. Where you point your strength, right? Where do they point their strength? Where does Motoyasu point his strength? Where does Ren point his strength? Currently, towards each other, but they should point it towards the common enemy. Okay. That was a good, fun episode. Cool. I liked it very much. I love what they are doing with the other heroes. It's great. Initially in the first season, even in the second season, they were just nobodies, kinda. They served a purpose for the story, right? Motoyasu was necessary as an antagonist to Naofumi. Ren was necessary to be the smart one that Naofumi can direct towards the schemings of the Church of the Three Heroes. Itsuki can be the one who's doubting trash and bitch, etc., 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 right? They served a purpose. But they weren't entirely their own people. This season, in just a few episodes, made Motoyasu and Ren, we haven't seen Itsuki yet, into their own characters, into their own people, with their own strives, with their own goals, with their own ambitions, perhaps with their own lives. They weren't just waiting around and hiding and waiting for Naofumi to find them. No, they were doing stuff in the background. Motoyasu was looking for his compatriots. Ren was drinking himself to death and mingling with bitch. bitch was looking for a way to get rid of the slave crest and whatnot, right? All of them were actually doing something completely independently from Naofumi. That's cool. That's great. That works. More of that, please. I know that Motoyasu has his spin-off manga. I know that Ren, I believe, also has his spin-off manga. And I say, no wonder. Because it really seems like following their adventures, besides just following Naofumi's, might be fun. Might actually be fun. So I really, really like what they did with the heroes, how they made them their own people. Another thing important in this episode is the eldritch cosmic horror, multiple worlds pitted against each other kind of tomfuckery. I love it. I love like interdimensional stuff. I love it. I would love it if my suspicion that certain concepts cannot translate between worlds. That's why science speech is glitching, because that concept just doesn't exist as an ephemeral thing. I love shit like that. I really do. I think I talked about it maybe during the course of this series, maybe some other. I've read a book, a sci-fi book, where aliens arrive and they have a completely different understanding of reality as it is from humans. Right? Human drinks a sip of water and the aliens take it as a thunder. The human walks 5 steps to the left and the aliens see the word apple. Right? Their perception is completely different. I love themes like that, and Shield Hero seems to be scratching that itch. With those multiple worlds, we still don't know what the fuck is the deal with that. Is it a natural phenomenon that the worlds are clashing? It's a Witcher-like conjunction of the spheres, and only one world will emerge victorious. Is it like a battle set up by the gods or what have you to create the best world, or to figure out the best world through the process of elimination? I don't know. And I really like not knowing it, because it really leaves a lot of space for speculation, a lot of space for theories. I just love it. I just love it. And I can't wait, because I fully believe that it will happen. It will happen. I just noticed I didn't take away the bottle. Fuck, I should have. What was I? Right. I believe that it will happen, and I cannot wait for Naofumi and the rest of the cast to engage with this like overarching thing. They are currently in the battle between those worlds, but those worlds exist in some outer space. Some forces are throwing those worlds at one another, and I cannot wait for our cast to start getting involved with those forces. I wonder if it's a thing that even appeared in the source material yet. Don't tell me. Just to be clear, don't tell me. Because it really seems like it would be something for a long, long term. As in, Naofumi and the rest managed to figure out a way to not destroy their world and not destroy Glass's world, and to somehow stop this cataclysm and have both worlds coexist. And the manga doesn't end, the light novel doesn't end, because we now go towards trying to help other worlds, trying to solve this problem as a whole, like the White Frost in The Witcher 3, right? We might stop White Frost from coming into this world, but it's better to just nip the issue at the source. Yeah, I love it. I love interdimensional cosmic horror tomfuckery, and this is really scratching that itch. So thumbs up. Great series, great season. Cool. And that's gonna be it from me. But maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic. How did you like this episode? How did you like my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? Tell me all about it in the comments down below. No spoilers, please. Spoilers, go to my Discord here, also linked in the description below. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Shield Hero but also Magia Record, Freeren, Saihat no Paladin, Shangri-La Frontier, and Helk, and plenty of others coming actually in the future. I also stream sometimes, so you might want to click the bell to be notified of when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, linked it down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me monetarily on YouTube itself via memberships, super thanks, stuff like that, also down below. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Net, The Copper Survivor, Zay Rainish, Aquamancer, David, Dr. Watt, Marsh, KLA, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having to stop a meteor from falling.